I'm the DARPA Chief. This is Fluxtaposed episode 274, recorded on August 13th, 2019. On the docket today, let's go around the web. What you playing? Featuring Toy Story 4 and Glow. And as always, we're going to close out the show with that sweet, sweet, awkward finish. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of the Fluxtaposed podcast. I am still Jason Lacey, and I am still joined by my good friend, Mr. Lucas Rose.
Hey.
We've been doing this a long time, and we're still at that level.
I don't know what you want from me by this point. Like, if it was gonna get better, what happened?
We would have been there.
Yeah.
No, we kid. Welcome to the show. I'm happy to have you here. Hope you are watching at home. Maybe you're listening. Maybe you're working right now. Maybe you're doing some chores. Maybe you're walking your dog. All great things. Maybe you're trying to escape your family. That's not good.
Maybe your dog's
enjoy time.
Walking you?
In Soviet Russia. Yep. That's what they do.
Well, except for everyone owns bears instead of dogs. So that's weird.
A Siberian Husky. Very good.
That's a dog. Siberian Bearsky.
Don't they have dire wolves in Russia?
Yes, because the North remembers.
Very good.
Coming.
Well, let's get the rundown all the way. Join us on Discord, fluxtaposed.com/Discord. We stream the show live every Tuesday on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fluxtaposed. We're a little early tonight than usual. Typically, we're at the 9 p.m. Eastern time range, but here we are. We're doing the thing tonight, right now, and we invite you to join the Legion on Patreon. We'll have some details on that later on. Lucas, what are you? Oh, you're trying to break your leg, as our chat strongly suggested. Very keen.
Thank you.
It's very meta of you.
It's very literal.
Lateralist.
Lateralist
in their eyes. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics to that song.
Aerials.
Yeah.
In the sky.
That's probably why. Oh dear, what have I done? This is the call. Let's bring it back around, shall we? Welcome to the show. This is Fluxtaposed. That is what you can expect. Lucas, shall we share a little bit about our lives so the dear listeners can feel better about their own in a little segment we like to call IRL.
And so do a lot of other people in podcasts, apparently.
IRL.
IRL.
It's like I need to be able to have this mixer that all it does is allow me to do multiple levels. I should be able to hit a button and go.
Oh, you need like a radio DJ type thing. Yeah, I think you could see like what you would do is you would buy a separate thing, and then hook that into the mixer and just make it even more complicated, basically.
So
I'm
basically turning my microphone setup into the Sega 32X plus Sega CD.
Yes,
that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Okay. I got it.
Yes.
I think I can understand that. And then why is autofocus on? Here's what I want to know. Why does Logitech HD Pro webcam C920 always turn autofocus on? You turn it off, and then it just turns itself back on. Why?
You'd think it'd be a good thing to have, but it just constantly refocuses itself, and it's very distracting.
So if you're already dialed in, which I am,
you're looking mighty crisp, I might add.
Unless I want to go, look at this thing.
Which it doesn't get focused for that half the time anyway. So
right, that's also true. So, Lucas,
that's a bit of real life. Yeah,
my birthday is coming.
It is. You're gonna be old.
Getting old. I'm like halfway to skinny Matt age.
Well, if he keeps getting the amount of sleep he's been getting, he's gonna be like 60 before he knows it.
That's brutal. I don't know how he does it. He's more a machine now than man.
He's on machines now, I think is what you mean.
I don't know. I'll be 36, though. So here's the thing. My birthday's Saturday. I found out what my wife is doing for my birthday. My in-laws are coming over. We're going to go to a dinner and a movie.
Dinner and a show, classic.
And this is like, there's a lot of pressure because now it's like, I want to pick a good dinner because
and a good movie.
I'm going to be able to eat at a leisurely pace. I don't have to worry about a kid screaming and escorting him quickly out of the restaurant. I don't have to worry about trying to feed him. I don't have to worry about eating fast. You know, I can just enjoy the meal.
Woman, don't interrupt me. I'm chewing my food for once.
So now it's like, I want to go. We want to make it. You know, usually like we've had some night outs in the past, but usually it wasn't planned, and we want to be like mindful of whoever's time is watching our son. So it's like we feel rushed, you know, and we can't really enjoy it. So I want to pick a good place and really take it in. Donnie has some good choices. Chucky, I do want to see Midsummer.
Midsummer really is good.
However, I think we're in the mood for like, we need something lighthearted, something to really
a rom-com.
Yeah, well, not rom-com, just a comedy. And I might be wrong and I might be just stupid, but I really think Good Boys looks funny.
You know, somebody else said they were going to watch that, and I have no idea what that is. I don't think.
Oh, well, apparently you don't even go to the movies channel in your own server anymore.
That's where I saw somebody talking about it, I think. But I only watch movies that came out 50 years ago in black and white celluloid film. They sell them on the Criterion Collection.
Okay,
I see Mike. There's so this is Stranger Things. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I just see
Rogen's involved, so you can only imagine the the comedic chops involved. So yeah, I think it looks like some good. Yeah, Donnie kind of has it there. Super bad with like young.
Oh my gosh, so. There's a Lucas in this movie, just like in Stranger Things.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate it.
Looks funny. It looks funny though, so I think that's what we're gonna go see. And then I don't know about dinner, but really, it's gonna be fine as long as I get some good food and some good burr.
Go to Texas Roadhouse and get a steak with some ketchup.
That's right down the road from me. I can go there anytime I want. And throw some peanut shells. Throw some peanut shells on the floor.
You should. I've always wanted to like not eat any of the peanuts and just throw them on the ground.
Don't you think that had to be like one of the worst jobs of the night, having to sweep up all the peanut shells?
Yes, it would be. I mean, I don't want to sweep a restaurant anywhere, but that place in particular. Maybe it's like throwing down cat litter on an oil spill. It just kind of soaks up all the grime, so it's actually not that bad.
That could be.
I'm going to start throwing peanut shells all around my house and see what happens.
Well, we know what's going to happen. You're just going to end up cleaning them up eventually. Nobody else is going to.
I'm not going to clean them up.
Well, nobody else is going to do it. And then you're going to like, fine, guess I'm the only one who does anything around here. And
looking around is like making sure everyone notices and throwing everything. And
make sure your wife's out of earshot before you say it.
Yeah, that's right. I'll whisper under my breath. My God, I'm the other one who cleans. Yeah. Apparently, I'm the only one who cares. Well, honey, nothing.
Yeah.
I like
it. She listens to this, right?
She doesn't listen to me. Why would she listen to this?
Touche. And
women, am I right?
The only thing else I want to share, we went to the zoo last week.
Who?
Which started like a good idea. No.
What went wrong?
Quickly descended.
Tell us where it went wrong.
Madness. Well, we got there right when they opened, which was great because we could easily accessible. You could get anywhere, and maybe you'll. Well, first I'll preface the first thing first. We walked around, saw a few things, then we went into the area. We walked outside the outdoor spot. None of the spider monkeys were there, so we went to the inside section, and there they were inside. Which
spidering about.
My son was very interested and was highly entertained by. So then all of a sudden though, one gets down on the ground and it's like eye level with Aiden, and then it just comes at him like walking on its hind legs straight at him with its its arms up there, and
it's ready to go.
And he was just like terror evoked by that. Was like nightmare fuel for him.
Oh, I bet. Well,
so he just like panicked, like could not climb out of his stroller fast enough, and it just like was screaming for his mom. He was like so upset. But
did you feel bad, or were you trying not to laugh?
Felt bad. I felt terrible for him. But then and then we he calmed down, and then he had fun. It was mixed at something. I think his ears are bothering him again because he was just incredibly moody the whole time. Was always wanting to be carried. Didn't want to walk. Didn't want to ride in a stroller. Wanted to be carried. And he's like 30 pounds now. And it's like carrying him for like more than 5 minutes. You're like, no. You're too heavy.
Sounds like
So
he takes
and
after
then when we
his
stopped
old
for
man.
lunch, he just got moody. And I was like, oh no, this is going to be like the vacation all over again. We're going to be those parents. I'm going to carry the screaming kid all the way back out to the parking lot. So it was just like, he just was not fun. So it was like, oh, we're going to have this fun family day. And then like he did have fun, but then he was just like a little terror for most of it. And then we get home. He's like, the zoo. Talked about it. Did you like the zoo? Yeah, it was fun. I was like, okay, so he enjoyed it, but
he's gonna like scary movies when he's older, apparently.
But then, okay, this is a phenomenon that I find occurs at public spaces and specifically at grocery stores. So we're in there in that spider monkey section, and then there's like we're going to leave, and there's all these families in there, and like there's these two kids. And the one sees me moving the stroller and gets out of the way because he's a little bit older, but this younger one just like stands in the way. And his dad is seeing him stand in the way, makes no effort to try to move his kid out of the way. So I go to try to like navigate around him, but then he moves, and I totally like hit him with the stroller. I was like, "Oh, sorry, kid," and then I kept going. And his dad still didn't say anything. But so the rest of the trip, we just constantly kept running into this family. So it was like a husband, a dad, two kids, and then it must have been the wife's parents. So the decent sized group, and we just kept they kept being in the same exhibits, kept getting in the way. Except the one time we're going up the hill towards a couple different animals, and they were going down. Yet 2 seconds later, they were right with us again. I was like, "What? But
we need to get next to those people."
And then he just looked like one of those dads. Like you can just tell. Like my wife brought it up the observation, made a good point. But you always see these dads that are there, but they just look like they don't want to be there, and they just like stand around, back away from the group, and just kind of look there, kind of like miserable the whole time.
I see a lot of them also like staring at their phones as they're walking with their kids.
Yeah,
a lot of dads, especially.
Well, and he just had that. I don't want to make observations about monetary income, but they seemed like a well-to-do family. So he just kind of seemed like well,
that's okay then.
I don't have time for this. This is just, but I mean, it's like they're always like in the way, or then you're always sort of like in the supermarket. It's always worse because that's the people that are always like right in front of you, and you try to get around them, and they like leave their cart in the middle of the aisle, or they leave their cart here, but they're looking at something over there. Like these are the people you always run into, and it's like, these are the people that you and I sit behind in the theaters that talk the whole time.
Yes.
That's just like,
it's not my job to police your kids. In a sitcom, you'd just be like, "Excuse me, could you move your dick, son, please?" But that's not funny in real life.
But maybe I'm just overly aware of my presence and consideration of others. I don't want my kid to be a little jackhole to around other people. So it's like, I'm going to, but it's just,
I do it to my wife all the time. When she like stops the cart at Meijer in the middle of the aisle, I'm like, "Babe, nobody can get through right here, and I know you complain about when other people do that. So move the damn cart, please." Or I
just don't get how people can just check out like that and just not be. For me, like I enjoy being a parent. That's like one of the things I looked forward to for like a majority of my adult life, and now that I am one, like I enjoy that. I'm going to say I was blessed. I've been blessed to be a parent. Not everyone gets to experience that, and.
Very true.
I enjoy the responsibilities, even though some days are hard, some days are miserable, and you're tired, and you don't do things you want to do anymore and all that. But I actively enjoy the responsibility and the experience of being a parent. So I just don't get people that want to not do that. They're like, just, be like that. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So
they were tired that day.
This has been Life Lessons with Jason. So there you go. That's my thought. I like it. That's my spiel.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm right there with you, dude. I don't understand that either. So
I wish my kid wasn't angry at the zoo. So thanks for letting me pay $25 for you to be a shithead. No, it's better than the last time because last time it was really hot and we didn't get to see any animals.
What you should do is you should make a running list of all the things that your kid ruined and then give it to him for his 18th birthday.
We're like, this is what you owe me. This is what I figured. Yep. This is what it comes up to, kid.
There you go. I like it.
All right. Cool.
All right. I'll start with okay. So I was going to put this in the what you playing section, but I didn't end up actually playing it for very long because so my buddy Russ, Russ, of course.
I do.
He and I have been trying to get together.
I had a feeling this might involve him when I saw it because
I really we play 7 Days to Die, and I really don't like playing that alone that much because it's a base building game.
It's a shitty game.
It's not shitty. It's just
I'm just messing.
Well, I mean, it is quirky and it runs like garbage. It's in alpha. Like if that's
is it still Steam Early Access?
Yeah, it is. I
Shouldn't
mean,
there be like a rule limit of like your game can't be in Steam Early Access for more than like a year?
I think if you're not releasing updates in a certain amount of time, like if you have an update in your
that I can find. Okay, yeah, okay.
I don't know if that's the way it is, but it should be if it's not. So yeah, this is still in early access, and we were trying to play, and he had his girlfriend Bethany also playing, so it was going to be a threesome, so to speak.
You guys may have previously heard as only we referred to her as the unicorn. Now we can use her full. Now
that is true.
We can use her full name.
She is the unicorn, or was? I don't know if she still is. Technically on Facebook, no longer. I don't think. So we were going to play all of us together. And I've played with Russ before and never really had that much of a problem. But for some reason, Steam did not want us to play on this evening.
You're not selling PC gaming to our listening audience of console peasants.
No. I will say there are lots of times where I'm just like, I don't even want to deal with this right now because it doesn't. The thing that you just did doesn't work all of a sudden. PC gaming.
Let me play it on 480p on the Switch, I guess. Yeah, exactly. 25 frames per second.
Dynamically switch down to 360p. And that's in TV docked mode. So we were going to play, and it was just lagging and horrible, and I kept falling through the floor. And when you spawn in the game for the first time, you spawn randomly. And I kept getting spawned so far away. And there's zombies in this game. I don't know if I mentioned this. So basically, having only an hour and a half to play, my whole time was going to end up being like running to get to these people where their base is already at.
I have a story like that for you and what you plan.
Ooh, excellent. I can't wait. So that was the plan. That's what I thought I was going to do. But no, I kept falling through the floor, lagging like crazy, getting basically stuck, not being able to move, rubber banding all over the place. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, I said, I'm pretty sure I don't have to restart my computer or anything because I've played games before and I've never really had a problem. You know, I've played multiplayer games with people in our community, never had an issue. So then he says, well, let me check my internet. I'm on Wi-Fi. And I was like, oh, Wi-Fi. Maybe that's the issue.
Not the worst.
Not the worst, but definitely more of a possibility. Could be a factor. So finally he restarts the router, he restarts the server, you know, we're going through this whole thing, which all of this of course takes like 10 minutes each time. And he's apologizing and I'm like, it's not your fault, dude. Like we've played plenty of times and never had an issue, so I don't know what the deal is. So we found that it was a horde night in 7 Days to Die, which means you're going to be attacked at wherever you're at, like your base or whatever, is going to be attacked by a horde of zombies.
Okay.
So that's already taxing the server, which
is that like a random event that they do in the game, or is that something that the community does? Let me rephrase that. Is that something that the devs will specifically launch at certain times, or is that just a randomly occurring event?
No, it's actually well, it's not random in the sense that that's why it's called 7 Days to Die, because every 7 days it happens. What's random is the size of the horde, the enemies that are going to be in there,
are those
and all that type
real-time days or days within the game? No,
days within the game. Okay. Which you set how like quickly the time goes by. So I don't know. Maybe you could set it to real-time days. And
in those days prior to the 7th day, are you getting attacked by zombies?
Sometimes it depends on how, because oftentimes you have to like leave to go get resources.
Yeah, so you're just gonna come run across them, but on the 7th day, they're like actually actively
on the 7th day. They did not rest; they came to kill you. Yes, and there are like zombie dogs and all sorts of other stuff. So there's some opposition there, and so this is already taxing the system because there are lots of zombies, and this is a voxel system, so things can break down in like not in squares but in pixels almost. So it's very taxing. Lots of zombies hitting things, destroying things. So I'm like, maybe this is the problem. So it finally gets done with that. And that sort of alleviates the problem. But then what I found out was me joining also was a problem. So apparently his internet couldn't handle 3 of us being on the same server. So in the end, we basically played very little. So you should have
been the host, basically.
Yes, but I can't like take the game world and host it.
Oh, okay.
There's no like it's seated.
So since Russ has always hosted it, your world lives in his. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
In his instance of the game. So
exactly. Well, and yeah, because it does use saved games, and the worlds are based off seeds. So like, just whatever you name it is how the seeds are generated. So however many letters or numbers, so you can actually save the seed, whatever it's called. Like if you typed in Farmville, if you use that again, it'll come up the same, I believe. Okay. That's what I'm led to believe anyway. So, I mean, long story short, he said he's going to try to run a cable into his computer. I said, make sure you drill the cable first. I hear that helps a lot.
I mean, worst case, he could always get a power line adapter.
That's true. Well, and I think it's not so much, I think it was just, the ebb and flow of Wi-Fi. It's not a steady connection.
Yeah, right. And you could just get some interference. I mean, like for instance, when I've used Wi-Fi, when I've played the Switch handheld at my in-laws, anytime the microwave was being used, that signal would completely kill my Wi-Fi.
That makes sense. I mean,
it's the interference. So.
It's all on the wavelengths or whatever.
Well, I mean, all he's got to do is wait for 4G or for 5G apparently to populate through the United States, because that's got like 1,000 megabits per second.
Okay, that'll be sad if our cellular data stuff works better than our friggin' landlines.
I actually listened to a really good podcast about that though, from Mozilla, talking about 5G and like, yeah, why it sounds good, but what are going to be the restrictions? Because it's going to take forever to roll out.
Yeah.
We can't even get 3G coverage to most areas. Rural areas are going to be left behind. They're not going to get it and by 5G, yeah, it's so much faster. It's also less. What's the phrase I want to use here? It's more prone for interruptions. So you need to have more,
like less stable.
You have to have more towers or boosters closer together to boost the signal strength.
Oh,
heavy rains could actually disrupt the service.
So it kind of sounds like 5 gigahertz. You know how like some routers have 2.4 and then 5 and 5. Yeah. I found you have to be like right next to the router. It's almost worthless.
I mean, well, yeah, it's going to be awesome, but then how much is it going to cost? What areas are going to get it? I mean, we can't even roll out broadband internet.
As I say, we can't even get fiber optic.
How are we going to do a wireless network here? So that's a good point. So
we'll see. We'll see if we play again. Our schedules are very difficult to line up, and as we all know.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I was going to say we've all been there. So yeah. And then my other story. This is my real adventure.
I've been wondering about this.
So. All right, so I have to preface this with, I'll say it's a confession, but it really isn't. I just haven't really ever talked about it. So I've mentioned it before with you and on Discord that I take kratom. I don't know if anybody knows what that actually is, but basically it's just it's a ground up plant that comes from the Asian countries. And what it is,
it's a ground up plant that comes from the Asian countries.
The Asian country, the Orientals, the Orients. No, so I mean, there's different like Malaysia, Indonesia, certain places like that. I don't know. I'm probably showing my ignorance here, but I'm not exactly I'm off the top of my head. I'm not looking at a screen that has all the information or anything.
I love
like
it. Probably should be. It's currently. Is not currently an illegal substance and has been easy to order on the internet.
Yep.
It is sometimes sold as a green powder in packets labeled not for human consumption.
That's exactly how I buy it. Yep. So I'm being very open here, and this is actually illegal in some states. It is considered an opiate to a certain degree. However, the reason why I was okay with trying this is because I watched a documentary called Leaf of Faith. And it's by that guy who did a couple of different documentaries, one of which I think was Bigger, Better, Faster, Stronger or whatever.
Yeah.
And those ones. So he was talking about people who are addicted to pain medication, and using this kratom, which has been around for a little while, and using it with great success to mitigate pain and stay off from actual opiate medication, pharmaceutical stuff. And so after watching that, I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Why not? Whatever. I'm pretty open to trying things for the most part. There's certain drugs, if that's what you want to say, that I won't try.
So for you, it's strictly for recreational purposes.
I mean, it kind of started off that way. I was like, I'd be interested to try it because it's like legal drugs, and how good could that possibly be?
Right.
And of course I checked to see what people like, what's my expected reaction to this, I guess. And since it's not, it's not going to make you hallucinate or anything like that, I was like, okay, I'd be willing to give it a shot. The biggest stuff reported was like pain management and anxiety and depression, like taking care of that type of thing.
Okay.
And so I tried it, and I've actually been taking this since before my surgery. So probably 6 months, 8 months, something like that. And, here's the thing. I've been taking it pretty much daily in the morning in this powder form. It's a real pain in the nuts. It's disgusting. Mike has actually tried some, and, I've come to to grips with the fact that basically it's like a morning cup of coffee for me, sort of.
Okay.
Mixed slightly with maybe some ibuprofen because it does give me energy. But at the same time, I have noticed when I don't take it, for instance, I try to only order it through my personal money, like the money that I get for buying video games or beer or anything like that.
Yeah, your personal allotment of
spending
funds.
Money. Yeah,
which
exactly.
We'll talk about actually a little bit after this.
Oh, nice. So usually I only order it then, like when I get paid, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I ran out early this last time, and it was probably like 4 days early because I get the shipped in from Idaho. I think it's Idaho. I think it is. I don't know, somewhere across the west side of the country.
So I want to ask, what is the benefit for you? Like, what do you?
That's what I'm going to talk about here in a second. Basically, what I'm going the opposite route and saying, this is what I feel like when I don't take it.
Okay.
So I order it online, and it takes a long time to get here. And the reason why I do is because it's cheap, and you can get it in much better bulk, I guess. Because around here, from what I've seen, they already encapsulate it in like gel capsules.
I just want you to know that PSVG is a family-friendly podcast network, so you're probably going to have to step down from your co-host position
because
on,
I
Prime now.
Because I said I take drugs
due to your admittance of this shocking scandal,
substance abuse, and family man can't handle life without drugs.
Yeah. So there's that.
I like it. So yeah, it takes a long time to get here is what I'm trying to say. Actually, surprisingly, if I order it before 2:00, it gets here in 2 days after that. So pretty fast, actually. Now here's the thing. I was about 4 days away from ordering it, or 3 days away from ordering it. And I was like, man, I should be fine. I should be able to tough this out. This will be fine. Well, when you take something that has pain-killing properties for so long, or at least I'm attributing it to this anyways, the next morning I kind of felt a little bit sore. I've been noticing like in my hips, in my upper thighs especially. And it's not like a muscle sore, because if I rub my thighs or whatever and try to like work out, like, oh, maybe I'm just stiff in the morning or whatever and just have to stretch, it doesn't seem to go away. And I also get this sometimes when I drink a lot, and then the next morning, like if I'm dehydrated. So I don't know if this is caused by that, but I will tell you that it definitely takes that away, because when I do have it, that goes away immediately. This whole like hip and upper leg pain. So that's one thing that I notice. Another thing is my like motivation / energy levels. And those are definitely something that get bumped up a little bit, because when I take it, it's not like speed or anything, not that I've ever taken it, but I do feel more like doing things around the house as opposed to just sitting there. It probably helps that I have a cup of coffee usually in the morning too. So those two things combined, it helps in those ways. And I do feel less anxiety, social anxiety or otherwise. So, I mean, it helps in minor ways, but they all kind of add up together to create a noticeable effect, more so when I'm not taking it than when I am taking it. It's definitely a wake-up call when you stop taking it and you're like, oh, this is how I feel when I don't have it. Oh, boy. Right. So in a way, it's not quite addiction, but it's dependence, I guess you would say, almost.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I'm like, if it makes me feel better, then, and it's not really that expensive, I just look at it as like an herbal supplement, which is basically how it's handled right now.
So how much do you get?
It's sold in it's sold in grams, and I buy it in a certain way because I get, basically if you spend a certain amount of money, you get the same amount back again for a much cheaper price. So I buy one thing of 125 grams, I think it is, a packet, and then I can choose 5 packets that are at 25 grams for, it's like $13.50 or something, but the other one is like $20. So basically I'm spending $30 some. However, I pay in cryptocurrency because you get a certain percentage off. It's real. It sounds really shady at first, but I mean,
see now you should start. I swear you should. What I've been preaching on the server, you should start using Brave, generating crypto already, because
and then I can buy my drugs
from and then you can use it to buy your addiction.
Nice. Dependence, I said, not addiction. So yeah, basically it was a wake up call that I needed this. This all comes down to, and Tom Servo says it messes with your digestion. Yes, it does, because if you don't, especially if you don't eat vegetation that often, if you just went out and ate a bunch of roughage from your yard, if you can imagine what that would probably do to your stomach, not having that much fiber in your diet, that's basically what this is. You're taking like a spoonful of fiber supplement because it's ground up plant leaf that's been dried out. So, I mean, that's all it is fiber, really. Obviously, I take it with water, but that only helps so much. So I'm sure for some people that's worse than others. For me, I've kind of have it handled, or figured out.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's not the other way. I don't want to be running to the shitter all the time, being like, "Oh my God, took a laxative."
Yeah. No.
So this all leads to my story. So the next day, 2 days after that, I start feeling really bad. I'm like, I don't know if I can feel like this for much longer, because instead of like tapering like you normally would, if you say you get in a car accident and you have to take opiate drugs for pain management, normally you would probably just taper off instead of just stopping if you had to take them for a long amount of time. Well, that's what most people do. They cut back on their dosages until you just kind of are off of it. But for me, I'm like, I can handle a few days. It won't be a problem. Well, that was the wrong answer. So I'm just like, oh God, I feel horrible. I just kind of want to like sit and not do anything. Maybe I should see if there's any local vendors around here that have it. And the problem with this is the quality control is suspect. It's overpriced. You don't get very much. And that is what I learned. So there's a store nearby called Dr. E-Cig.
Oh God, it's actually called. I thought it was just having fun in the notes. It's actually called that.
It is. So this is one of those places that have. Yeah, you should. You'll see pictures. This is one of those places that have the neon lighting around the windows. Really classy.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I found it with the Dr. E's, e-liquids, box bods, tanks,
yeah,
RDAs.
it's a vaping place.
Oh, I see it right there. It says don't something kratom sold here.
They have CBD as well. So I'm just like, all right, let's try it. Let's see what this is about. So I go there, and I talked with the person there. She was actually pretty cool. She was a gamer. She had the 3 hearts.
Did you tell her that you have a podcast?
No, I was like, I should have. After I left, I'm like, damn it, why didn't I say anything? She had the Zelda hearts tattoo.
My wife's cousin just got a job working at a dispensary in New York.
Oh, cool. I don't feel like I could do that job. I don't know. It's all
got free benefits, like literally the health benefits and stuff are free.
Wow, damn.
Let alone that you're probably given samples so you can recommend them to customers.
That's true. Discounts and stuff. So yeah, I go there and I'm like, all right, show me your kratom. And I'm all like freaked out because this place, I mean, this looks like where you'd buy guns from in Shadowrun or something. You know what I mean? It's just like neon lights and big green plus on the sign, and you're just walk in and have to say some code words, and they open a drawer, with a glass case or whatever. So I go there and I look at it, and it's actually what I was looking at before. It's a locally sourced, well, not sourced, but a locally controlled, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, factory. It's not a factory, but locally owned, I guess. Kratom dealer, I guess, called West Michigan Botanicals. And I was looking at them online, and so I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. So I look at it, and it's the pills. It's the damn pills that have already have the powder stuffed in there. So I'm like, all right, how much is this? $20 fucking. I'm like, oh my God. All right. This is the only time I'm going to do this. So I'm Jones, and I'm like, fuck. All right. I would rather buy this on credit cards next time and just pay it off when I get paid than spend $20 for what amounted to be basically 5 doses.
Ooh.
Now, when I get that 5-pack of 25-gram things, that has like 6 or 7 doses for me alone. And that costs $13 per package. So whatever, 5 times 7, 35.
But this is premium stuff.
No, it wasn't. It was none of it's premium. It's all the same, or it's shitty. So long story short, I went into a horrible, scary place and bought overpriced drugs because I am dependent on this now.
And how did that make you feel about yourself?
Kind of dirty.
I'm just curious. Did you kind of get like that? Did you have like that moment where like, I'm a piece of shit?
I'm letting everyone down. But see, here's the thing. It's not recreational.
All you saw was Isaac's and Ellie's face, and you're just like...
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Or Evie's, I should say.
I thought you said Ellie, but I was like, I'll let it slide this time.
I can't do abbreviations on the fly.
Evie. Well, whenever Danette says
Evie.
Evie.
Let's go, Evie.
I always think she's saying Abby, which is her sister, so that's very confusing. Here's the thing, though. I take this... I'll take it in the morning, so clearly it's not fucking me up. Like, my wife was worried.
Wake and bake, huh?
Was worried about it, and
I leave you alone with Isaac.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Just here, I'm taking some. Just watch me, whatever. She seen me drunk. She seen me high. She knows what it's like. So, I said, if you notice anything, then tell me. Because I know it doesn't make me feel really that much different.
Did she say? She's like, actually, you're much more pleasant to be around.
Yeah, probably. Well, I imagine it's probably, for me, it's a lot like what people feel like when they take their depression medication or something like that. Like, it's hard to put into words, but you just feel different. So
yeah, if
it wasn't for that leg thing that I was telling you about, like, that's the only actual pain that I feel. So, and I say pain, I mean like discomfort, which I don't do well with. I hate being uncomfortable.
You actually just feel. I think your leg just fell asleep. That's all it was.
yeah. That's what.
Damn it! I need more drugs. My legs are asleep.
You don't smoke it, but
I need this in my Prime. Subscribe and save.
Yes, please. Can I get it off Amazon? So yeah, that's my real personal look into my life, and now y'all know that. Well, Tom already knew because I've talked to him about it.
Like I said, now you'll feel better about your own after you hear about ours.
It's true. That's a good
segment
point.
Doesn't lie.
At least I'm not going to creepy ass places and buying drugs.
Exactly. I mean, I just had to take my lunch to work today. I guess that's not so bad after what Lucas talked about.
We make Skinny Matt's life feel better. He's like, I only got 2 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours.
Sometimes I'm like, damn, that dude's got it rough.
I was like, you're abused. Like, You're straight up abused somehow. Somebody in your life is.
Who hurt you?
That's not right. Exactly. Why are you allowing this to happen to yourself?
Well, this next little thing I want to talk before we go into Around the Web. I'm pulling this from our real life Twitter today. I saw some conversation. We got lumped into some conversation, so I thought I would share our own situation here, but I just thought it interesting because I'm curious. There's talk about bank accounts on Twitter and about
Oh
how
Lord.
um, the original tweet mentioned how couples come together and it blew her mind that they would have shared bank accounts and this and that, and so there was some conversation on both sides where it came from. So I was curious because I think you and I are both the same situation. We have shared accounts with our spouse.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And so when you got married, did you ever think anything differently, or you just think no, it's all going to be one pool? And I guess here's the thing. I mean, well, I'll let you answer first before.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think we shared or no, we did wait. We did wait until we were married. I think. I don't know. It wasn't as big of a deal.
You guys lived together for a while before
yeah.
You
know what? It was a pain in the ass not to have a shared bank account. Such a pain in the ass, because then you're like, if one person doesn't pay all the bills, then you have to go, okay, which bank account is paying what bills? You might as well be roommates. Right. I feel like.
Right. I think that would be troublesome too, because then it's like, well, why am I paying for all this and you're not paying for that? But you make more money, and it seems like that would be. I think that seems like a struggle. That seems harder.
Put
to
it
me.
all in the same place, man.
I mean, but see, I guess for us it's easier. I mean, like for me, like I don't know, I guess once we even got married, we just I don't know. I guess since I've done it for so long, I feel like I've always just been a modest living.
Yeah.
I've never been extravagant. I had to have I can't imagine, like, if my TV broke, that's the only way I see myself going out and buying a $300 TV.
That's how I feel about
because
clothes.
I would have to have it. Otherwise, that's like a purchase that I'm like, I'm never going to make that. People at like Black Friday sales look around like, whatever. But, you and I are both in a similar situation where one member, only one person of our household works.
Yeah, single income.
So for then it's like, it's not, you only have one income. It makes sense to only have one account for everything to go into. Yeah. But I just can't imagine, like, to me, it blows my mind to be able to live in a world where I could have one account that the money comes into and pays the bills, and this other account could just do whatever, and it doesn't matter. But I guess the other question is too, do both members of the household, are they employed? Are they working and bringing money in? Because then that's a little different thing too. But I mean, like, the important thing here is what it comes down to is communication. You need to have communication with your spouse, and then if you guys have a system and you guys talk about everything.
Yeah. Well, I always joke that we have more money now than we did when we had split bank accounts, because we never communicate. Like, I just paid bills as they came up, and I was really bad with our money. And my wife hates dealing with any of that because it gives her anxiety, and I don't mind.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds stupid, but I'm used to it from playing like tycoon games where you deal with money. It's not exactly the same, but because of that, I feel slightly more comfortable with it, or at least it doesn't make me anxious. So, but I joke now because we do more with the little money that we have, as opposed to just blowing it all on stupid shit like Griffin's season tickets for like or not season, but whatever, the D zone or whatever it was.
Yeah, like every home game.
Yeah,
or a majority of the home games.
At least a game a month. I know that for sure.
It was a game a month for sure.
And so like we did more stuff, but but like I didn't have a handle on the money. We just, I don't know, let's do this. We'll pay for it somehow.
Yeah.
And I was working and she was working, and technically had more money, but it didn't feel like it because now we do more meaningful things with that.
I just don't ever have money.
Well, I mean, by meaningful, I mean, repair the dog poop.
I forget how bad August is. Like, August is great because of my birthday, but I forget, like, my license plates come up for renewal.
Oh God, yeah, happy birthday.
My car insurance comes up for renewal.
I just had that happen.
Usually something else. So, but unlike you, I didn't have to go to the Secretary of State. I could do it online.
Lucky boy. I hope I'm going to be like 60.
And I had to pay a whole $1 for credit card processing.
You son of a bitch.
Because
I paid $10 not to
their system wouldn't let you do ACH. It kept saying that my routing number was incorrect. I was like, okay, whatever. I guess I'm paying a whole $1 to pay by credit card.
Better than going in.
Then I had like this stupid hospital. Well, I finally got like one of the ER visit bills from when we took Aiden in February. 6 months later,
I hate how that when you forget why you even went in.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm only paying you $100 and not the full thing. Here you go.
Yep.
But then, like, some of those sites are just like, I mean, I guess that's the thing about medical bills sometimes. They're like, as long as you pay them something. I was like, well, if I can get away with only paying you a third, I'm gonna do that and then pay you the whole thing. Here you go. You can come back to me next month when I get 3 paychecks. It's like Christmas.
Is that you milking the money cow?
Yeah, it's like the 3 I like at the start of the year I go through the calendar and I map out all the pay dates just so I know, and then I'm like, ooh, 3 months, the hollowed 3 paycheck month. because I would still budget, everything out for everything as I get paid twice a month. So then it's like it's a windfall for a month, and for that 1 month, you get that small glimmer of what the other part of the world lives. The other 1%, how they live, and I'm just like, it's so good.
This could be every month.
Which actually all it does is I just pay off something. Like in this, I'll just pay an extra payment on the credit card.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Well, that's putting your money to work. That's what I'm talking about. Doing meaningful things.
Yeah.
Paying off
paying off debt.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So it's interesting, I'm really interested, but I think in all the instances of that conversation I saw, I think both spouses work. So that changes the dynamic up quite a bit compared to our specific situation. So I don't know. Food for thought. It's interesting. I don't know. It would be weird to me not to share that,
Yeah. Why do you? I don't know why you'd need it to be separate.
I would feel like I'm trying to be sneaky, I guess. Like
it's my money. I make it.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope.
That's weird. What do you mean? If you're married, yeah, it should just all be together. If it works for you, that's fine. But I wouldn't want to be married to somebody who's just like, let's keep it separate.
If anybody has listened to Fluxtaposed, they know we've got our shit together.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're living our best. We're living our truth.
That's right.
Now.
Speaking of which,
we live our truth.
If you guys want to donate to our Patreon so we can buy more microphones, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have split bank accounts, you and I. We should make a joint bank account.
Yeah, well, we should do that.
That would be stupid.
If I take money, can I take money from your bank account and put it into my bank account? Does our PayPal account work that way?
Is that depends on if that's a euphemism or not.
Yes.
You want to take my money and shove it in your bank?
It depends on how much of your dried herb you've had that day.
Dried herb. When you say dried herb, I think of marijuana. So that doesn't really say.
I don't know. When's the last time Mike came over?
Alchemist powder.
Okay. You've got one of those little hammer and you're like grinding away.
Yeah, mortar and pestle.
Yeah, that's it. Mortar and pestle. Thank you.
Pestle.
Shall we go around the web now?
Please. Yes.
God.
I've shifted in my chair like 8 times. So uncomfortable.
Well, let's get caught up with stuff that we couldn't reach last week. Okay. Starting off with Fox 8 News. They're telling us that Snickers offers to give away 1 million bars if Halloween date is changed. Well, this is kind of interesting, isn't it? Snickers isn't so happy about Halloween being on a Thursday.
We don't like that.
And they might have found a way to get it changed to Saturday, they said in a tweet. They vow to give 1 million Snickers bars away if the federal government changed the date to Saturday. Snickers wants 150,000 people to sign the petition, and they already have almost 135,000 signatures. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. If they change the date to make it on Saturday, then next year it's going to be on Sunday. And then the year after that, it's going to be on Monday anyway.
I don't understand why it doesn't just work like Thanksgiving, where it's, the third Thursday in every week or every November?
Yeah.
Because it sucks when it's on a Tuesday or whatever.
As of right now, they're at 143,986. Someone just signed as I was looking at. 87. It's still going up.
Oh, my gosh. We all know online petitions do lots.
Apparently, they started this in 2018.
Well, that didn't work very well.
993. Man, it's going to hit 144,000.
I say instead of doing the rest of the podcast, we just we should just
have this up and just here, Lucas. I need you to get a widget up right now on the stream.
Oh yes,
ticker
definitely
that updates.
We'll show by region who's voted.
Here's their tweet. which came up. It looks like they retweeted again until July 2019. A Thursday Halloween, not satisfying. Halloween on the last Saturday of October, satisfying. If the federal government makes it official, we'll offer 1 million free Snickers to America. So that's exactly what you're saying. Instead of like on Thanksgiving, they'd want it to be on the last Saturday of October would be Halloween.
You know what? This would help me out a lot anyways, because we end up doing something the Saturday before every time. It's always every time.
Weekdays, one. I mean, yeah, the trick or treating for the cities and for little kids anyway is going to be early enough, or it's not a huge factor anyway. But like, I like what we do on Halloween, where we like watch scary movies, and it'd be more fun if I didn't have to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Not that I stay up super late, but still. The petition to move Halloween to the last Saturday in October says the change will make a safer, longer, stress-free celebration.
Who doesn't want that?
I mean, is it really stressful?
I just want to do it for the million Snickers. They're going to give them to me.
I mean...
Is it stressful? No. Well, I guess if you're thinking like, we need to get back because Daddy's got to go to work the next morning, so we can't be out.
Yes, but most of the trick-or-treating ends...
I was just going to say...
It ends like at 7 o'clock.
You know how they're always out until 1 o'clock in the morning?
Like last year, we bought so much candy, and it runs from 6 o'clock until 7, or 6 o'clock to 8, I think is what it was. And then I literally had no kids between 7 and 8. And I have all this candy that I just took to work with me the next day,
They're like, don't go there. That's where the old man lives who's scary. He's got a big beard.
He's got a mustache. And
he twirls it.
He must be a pervert.
If I was like 6, I'd assume that you were going to strap me to a railroad and like make a train drive over me.
Listen here. You're not going to get away with this. I'm Dastardly Jason. They don't call me Furious Fluxay for nothing. I'm gonna flex. Let's flex with Flux.
But you have like the cartoon muscles. That it's like noodle arm and then bloop. Yeah.
Look at my dad fat and jiggle.
It's all right. We all got it.
We're going to our good friends HuffPo. Gang leader attempts prison escape disguised as his daughter.
He's hot too. I mean, before the...
I did it. Brazilian drug trafficker Flavino da Silva attempted to switch places with 19-year-old by wearing a silicone mask and a wig, according to authorities. Wow.
So lifelike.
Wow.
I was wondering why he looked like a real doll.
And he switched places with her. That's the better thing. Authorities said 42-year-old tried to sneak out of a prison complex in Rio de Janeiro by wearing a silicone mask, a wig, a black bra, and a tight T-shirt with 3 pink donuts on it.
That's
Homer
important.
Simpson approves of those pink donuts, by the way.
Yeah, sprinkles.
Da Silva is serving a 73-year sentence for drug trafficking, and he apparently planned to leave his 19-year-old daughter in prison to do the time.
Oh my
God. That's kind of fucked up.
That is very fucked up.
Why are you going to leave her in there to do the time while you get out?
You know what else is fucked up? Scroll down farther and look at that picture.
The plan didn't work, though. Prison guards saw through the disguise when he asked for his daughter's ID while attempting to leave.
Hey, can I have...
hey, can I have my daughter's ID?
That's pretty impressive. I wonder what, how he talked her into doing it,
I'll break you out. It'll be fine. I'll come back for you.
After guards discovered it was really him, they came clean about the disguise. Footage released by prison officials showed the suspect removing his disguise, including peeling off a silicone mask he wore to make himself look more like his daughter.
Oh, God, he looks like Leatherface.
He was one of 31 prisoners who attempted to escape another prison via the sewer system. His daughter is one of 8 people who were arrested on suspicion of helping him attempt the escape. He has since been moved to another jail unit and will face punishment for the attempt. Oh, it's like a Mickey Mouse Simpsons like mashup, It's like the classic Homer pink donut, but then it's shaped like
that.
Mickey
is a
Mouse
pretty damn cool shirt. Yeah.
I mean, God, I don't even know.
Clearly, he liked it a lot because he was.
I think that's pretty shitty though. To like, you're gonna serve time for me, so I can go back out and run drugs, or I don't.
Well, that's pretty presumptuous. I think he learned his lesson. I mean, it's only been 3 years of his 75-year whatever. I mean, this begs the question, Jason. If you were put in prison, which family member would you dress up as to escape? You need a family member to actually come visit you.
Mike, that's first of all. I would resemble my grandpa closely, but now
that would make an amazing movie. Like not like played straight though, like not a comedy about a guy who gets his grandpa to take his
It'd be kind of like a mashup of like Mrs. Doubtfire and Bad Grandpa.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I like it. I said not
yeah.
funny. It'd be very serious, gritty. Zack Snyder.
Next one actually involves like science and thought, so we can't have that. We're gonna move on to this next article.
I thought that was
first.
Interesting though.
And Lucas, I want you to. Have you already read this next article?
No, it's all.
Okay, go. Don't.
Oh, don't
open it.
Okay.
Because we're gonna play a new game here at Fluxtaposed. Guess that state. Blank man caught driving from sunroof tells police he'd rather go to jail than back to his wife. So let that simmer, let that steep a little bit, and I'll give you a little more of the story, and we'll see if you can guess which state.
Are you gonna ask me?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you which state.
Well, the problem is the state is in the URL.
Oh, damn. All right, Tom Servo, you're gonna guess that state. If you're still in the chat, it's probably not.
These guys are talking about drugs.
A blank man caught on camera sitting through his sunroof while driving told police he'd rather go to jail than back to his wife. Leonard Olson Jr., 70, was spotted by an off-duty deputy on interstate with his arms outstretched, so with arms wide open as he traveled down the highway. When authorities pulled him over and told him they had a report he was standing through his sunroof, he replied, "I don't know about that." According to the arrest report, he told police he wanted to surrender because my wife treats me like a servant and she's the mistress. I'm tired of this shit. Lock me up. I'd rather go back to jail than go back home. A witness told police Olson was driving recklessly at speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour, then slowed down to about 40.
How was he controlling the car if he was standing through
I don't think he was.
He was ghost riding.
Like, Jesus, take the wheel. You know?
My wife was horrible.
After his arrest, he admitted to sitting on the sunroof. He told officers the car's cruise control was on and it drives itself. So he must have one of them fancy Fandango new cars.
It looks like a Chrysler 300.
I mean, it does look like a nice car. I can't tell what it is there.
Well, it's got a sunroof, so it's better than anything I have.
I thought it'd be a nice way to praise God for a minute, and I thought it'd be nice at the time, and that's what I did, he told troopers.
Maybe Jesus really did take the wheel and told him, "Hey, you're being an idiot. Time to go to jail. Stupid. Stop endangering other people's lives. Not cool, dude."
Unfortunately, the servo is not with us in chat at the moment, so guess what? That's right. You guessed it, Lucas. It was Florida man.
Florida.
Of course it was.
Flow Rider.
This actually I saw on TV tonight, so it's very topical. It's very interesting. Watch out for autoplay, as always. Man wearing TV on head, caught on camera, leaving old TVs on Virginia front porches. Yes, this is true. This guy comes up on the front porches, like Ring doorbells caught him. He's dressed. He has an actual CRT television on his head, and he walks up, and he just leaves an old CRTV television on the porch. And walks away.
Creepy.
Sometimes waving at the camera, knowing he's being recorded. It happens around midnight, and he did that to some young, probably some people in their younger 20s. So they went around driving through the neighborhood, and they saw counted 30 other houses.
Oh my God, with TVs?
So it's not, yeah. So
Jesus.
it's not, I think it said somewhere like 60 TVs he's done this with so far. So I'll give you this. I'll get to the article now. Residents living in a Virginia neighborhood woke up to find free televisions on their doorstep. Sounds like a great gift until you see the older box set left at the homes. He's committed to his trade, said homeowner Jim Brooksbank. No need to adjust that dial. Doorbell surveillance cameras captured the man with the TV set over his head, laying an older set down on someone's front porch and just walking off. He wants to be known as the TV Santa Claus. I don't know. The bizarre discovery happened Sunday morning in Henrico's Hampshire neighborhood. Outdated boxes were found at more than 50 homes. I thought my son brought it home, but apparently not. They had way too much time on their hands that they had all these TVs and spread them all over the neighborhood. Police are looking into the situation. They have security camera video, but I think it's only a prank targeting no one in particular. That's what I was wondering. What, did you charge him with anything? Trespassing, I guess. I mean, he's not. I mean, yeah, people that want some creepy person coming up to the porch at midnight, but I mean, he's
littering and
not. Is he committing a crime? You know, the police did a great job of coming and collecting them all in reference to the televisions. This one guy apparently has had it happen to him a couple times. It's summer. People are getting ready to go back to school. Maybe TV Man was just ready to strike and put a little humor in our lives.
They really like this Brooksbank guy.
Oh, they're saying, according to the police, the only real crime is illegal dumping. Would be
sounds like that pool pooper. Call back.
Well, that's Hero Shade in Discord. I mean,
yeah, that's right.
He
I
still
forgot
has.
about
I
that.
don't know if he knows if he's noticed. I mean, he has the tag that proves it. It says he is the poo pooper. I mean, you heard it here. Breaking news. And we'll save the weird science for next week. We'll save the Cool Your Jets weird science.
It's science.
And from NPR.
She blinded me with science.
There it is. Shall we?
No, we shan't. Let's unlock my computer.
Shall we
talk a minute about safe sex?
You know, we got this other segment coming up. We do it every time after Around the Web. It's somewhat popular. You know, there's some other podcasts that probably came up with it after us, and they steal the name, and then they don't even give us credit for it. And of course, I'm talking about What You Plan.
Okay, go!
Remember the days when it used to play like 7 for no reason?
I was thinking that exact same thing.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! Like mind meld. Ooh.
We should get
Captain
Cloud. Captain Cloud. Where'd that come from?
Mark Hamill at Joker is always on my mind.
Why not?
Lucas,
Captain
tell me,
Cloud.
what have you been playing and enjoying?
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you a little story, brother. I don't know why. Every time I say "let me tell you," it's got to end with "brother." It just has to. Those go hand in hand. Brother, don't. No, you. I tried watching a movie. Okay, so sometimes I go to the library, and sometimes when I go to the library,
I had to go there twice last week.
Uh-oh. Were you in library trouble?
Nope, I had games and more games.
Games galore. Sometimes when I'm there, I go to the movie section and I just go, this looks mildly interesting. Yoink. And I take it home with me tonight.
Okay.
I did that with a selection of movies, one of which was The Mummy, the reboot with
Tom Cruise.
Scientology Tom Cruise, yes.
No desire to ever watch that.
Don't.
Nope.
It's awful. It's so bad. Here's the thing. It's actually, from a technical standpoint, it's fine. It's just whatever. It's a blockbuster. But it's so fucking boring.
Is it better than The Scorpion King?
No. I don't think so.
See, I have a soft spot for the Brendan Fraser mummy movies.
Well, see, those were kind of fun and lighthearted. This is like boring and sort of serious.
Gritty and real. But it had a good video game, I heard, though. The Mummy video game that was actually good.
Was that for what? That would have been for PS2 era?
No, I think it came out on Steam, and I don't know what else. I don't even know what it's called. I don't know. I heard it's good. Hold on. While you talk, I'll look it up.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. This movie does a lot of things wrong from a story perspective. Like, it's always showing you the bad guy. You already know what the bad guy is like. The bad guy's not even that scary because you've already seen the extent of what she can do. You always know what's happening. Like, they never leave you in the dark for anything. So there's never any questions.
Deuterino's right. It's The Mummy Demastered. Came out in October 2017.
Demastered?
It's made by Way Forward. It's on the Shantae games. Came out PS4, Switch, Xbox One, and Windows.
Oh, okay. So this was a recent thing. I thought it was a shitty movie tie-in or something.
I mean, people would think it's a shitty movie tie-in, but I guess it was actually good.
Interesting. Well, this movie was bad. And really, all you need to know is it sucked. And after I watched half of it, now I haven't stopped a movie in a long time. I can watch a bad movie. That's fine, because bad is still good to a certain degree. Yeah. There's things to be learned from other people's mistakes. This was just dull and boring and just blah, and I did not feel like watching it. So I turned it off. And I hadn't watched a movie for 3 days after this.
It just made you hate the medium.
Yeah,
huh?
I was just I don't even want to. Yeah.
I can't do it.
Stole it all from me. But then I decided, then I had some Netflix DVDs come in the mail. And I was like, I can't keep these for a month and then cancel my service. I need to get through these. So I watched A Serious Man, as far as movies go. This is a Coen Brothers movie. It's apparently, Michael tells me, it is the retelling of the story of Job, but in a modern day setting. It's not.
I can't watch that.
It's there's a lot of Jewish stuff going on, Jewish faith stuff. I have no clue about the Jewish faith really, so some of that went over my head. But basically, it's a sort of tragedy story, but kind of black humor, like you would expect from a Coen, like a dark humor movie. Not quite as like Fargo-y, I guess, but still pretty good. It is one of those movies I could see people getting upset with. Like, it can be a, well, that just happened type movie where you're just like, okay, I just absorbed that and now I'm just going to go on with my life. But there's some stuff to really think about here. There's a lot of things happening and you don't know for sure if the causes and the effects are related or not. And yeah, I don't know. I just found it really interesting. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5. I would recommend it, but if you are one of those people who like a nice, neat, like tie up at ribbon in the end, you're not gonna like this movie.
Okay.
But it's not meandering. Like, it's not aimless. It's just like a day in the life of this guy. It's like his worst day ever, basically.
Okay.
And then I also watched, my other Netflix DVD movie was Hearts Beat Loud.
I fell a rabbit hole of looking at Nick Offerman pictures after I saw his.
He's an interesting looking man, beard or no beard, like either way.
Or mustache or no mustache.
Yeah, exactly. You know, one eyebrow cocked or both eyebrows down, very angry like. So yeah, it has Nick Offerman and Kiersey Clemens, who I don't know who that is, but she sings pretty well.
But she's in it, so
yeah, she's in it, so I should mention her. So this is kind of like it has like an indie feel type movie feel to it, and it's about a dad whose daughter's going to UCLA, I think, to be a doctor, and his wife and him had a band, and his daughter is also musically talented, and she's more interested in going to school than starting a band with her father, who's kind of trying to keep her home because his wife has passed and he's losing his record store, and like they have kind of a good thing going. So he, not to spoil it, but he
you just ruined the whole movie for
I
me.
did. Well, you're not gonna watch it anyway.
No, I'm not, but you know.
I don't even know if this is streaming, which is why I say you're not gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah, I can't pay for movies.
So basically he uploads the song that they make together on Spotify, and it gets added to an indie hit spot list. And he's like, oh, you know, people are listening to us. That's crazy. He's like in a coffee bar and their song comes on. Yeah. But it's not what you would expect. It's not hundreds of thousands of people suddenly listening to their songs in the radio or on the radio or in their cars or whatever. They just get moderate success, and it goes about like what they're going to do with this moderate success. And it's heartwarming. It's pleasant.
Was it feel good?
It was a feel. Pretty sure on the front of it says "feel good movie that we need" or something like that.
A feel good family frolic.
Yes. Well, I don't know about family. It's not dirty.
I just
but
want to do some alliteration.
Oh, okay. Well, I will allow you that pleasure. It's good. It was all right because it's feel good. It's hard for me to really like. This is the opposite of A Serious Man. This all ties up neatly with a bow at the end. You know exactly where all the characters stand. So it's my bow. 3.5 out of 5 is what I give this one.
Okay.
Pretty good. A little better than average. It's probably because Nick Offerman's in it and I like him.
That helps.
So yeah. And then before I get to my main thing, I did want to say that I have 2 things on my list that you're going to talk about. So I figured I would just wait until. Yes. So Toy Story 4. I finally got to go see this in theaters.
Still haven't seen Toy Story 3.
Oh, that's a good one. They're all good ones. They're all good. So I've been looking for movies to show my son. He's getting to that age where he's interested in movies, maybe a little bit more than most kids would be, in the sense that he can actually sit and watch one. It's got to be one he likes, though.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So I don't know. Maybe most kids are like that.
How does he do at home? Or does he get distracted because he's got other stuff there?
He can, but that usually just means he doesn't like the movie. So we tend to like Balto. He was kind of like that. Like he started watching it at first, but then as it went on, it kind of wore on him. It's not. I mean, it's based on a true story. It can't be that good. You already know how it ends. So we started with Toy Story because that's what.
I just want to say if it's a movie about a dog, you just assume the dog dies.
Yeah, that's true.
All dogs go to heaven.
Ooh, come on. That's a great movie. So I wanted to be able to show Toy Story to my son because that was a really important movie growing up for me. I remember watching it often when it first came out. You know, it was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then Jurassic Park, and then Toy Story. Basically, were like the three movies I constantly watched. And so it's pretty important to me. The second and third ones, not so much, but I had seen them before. But you know, you're going to go
probably mute your phone now.
I know. Well, apparently my wife needs me, but I'm going to have to ignore that for a second, at least until I finish my thought here. So probably some baby thing. So I've seen 2 and 3, but basically I want to make sure he saw 1, 2, and 3. Eventually I'll own them all, but I bought 1. We rented 2 and 3. Oh my God, I muted it. Okay, apparently, sorry. I apparently need to respond to this immediately.
I'm sorry. This is really funny for me because it always takes back to the Lucas. My phone didn't play the notification. I didn't know you sent me that message. Here's proof, folks, that he can't even shut off the notifications if he wants to. Okay. So what's the moral of the story? Lucas is a dirty liar. Yeah, that's the moral of the story.
It is. Okay. Well, I mean, I couldn't have 2 seconds to finish my thought. Apparently. So, yeah. Basically, we wanted to get him caught up on all the Toy Stories before we went and saw 4 because I wanted to take him to the movie theater before he went to school. Okay. Because, I don't know, that's just something important that I wanted to share with him, like a daddy-son or dad-son. It's weird when you say daddy-son, isn't it? That's daddy-daughter. That doesn't sound weird, but you say daddy-son. It's weird when you say
daddy. It just sounds weird coming out of your mouth.
Call me daddy.
That sounds gross.
Dad. You know? Okay, father, son.
There's a pervasive tone to your voice. I just don't like it.
Okay, well, father, son.
Daddy Deadeye. Thing. You know, that's what that comes back to.
I'm trying to hurry. I have to go upstairs. So
spit it out, bro.
Basically, I wanted to make sure he watched all of those. So we watched all of those. And then we finally got to go last Sunday to see Toy Story 4. And he really likes Toy Story 1. No, my house isn't on fire. He really liked Toy Story 1. And so I knew he would like Toy Story 4. It was just how well would he do in the movie theater because it's dark and it's loud. And there's some heavy stuff in this movie that kind of went over his head. There's some themes that are like finding your place in the world and what it means to be loyal, for instance. Those are things that he can't really grasp right now. Yeah. But overall, it was pretty good. There was just less like kids playing with toys. There was a little bit of that, but overall it was about the toys overcoming obstacles. And while that's interesting to him to a certain degree, it also is fun for him to watch kids play with toys because he doesn't get a lot of that right now, seeing other kids playing around and stuff. So I will say this, though. It's crazy how far the technology has come for these movies because going from watching Toy Story 1 to seeing Toy Story 4, like, yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, definitely.
Like, even the character models, the way they move isn't even the same. So
yeah, the art and the technology, light years.
All right, I better go upstairs. So you have fun talking to yourself, and I'll be right back.
I think you're going to want to enjoy what I say, so I'm just going to have to vamp for a bit.
Oh, God.
Or it's just dead air, and we just edit it. It's probably going to be dead air, and we'll just edit it out.
Well, sorry, Tom. Duke Kaboom. Duke Kaboom was a cool character, but he doesn't stick around for very long. He's like a gag character. He's funny, but I wouldn't buy a toy of him. Let's just put it that way.
So we should place bets on what we think Lucas is being summoned to do. There's either I hope she's on the couch watching something and she wants him to go get her something to drink because that would be funny to me. I don't know. Hopefully nothing bad. But I'm assuming if it's something bad, she would call him or come down and get him. That's my guess. But 9:46. He usually doesn't have to be done until 11 for any feeding needs, things of that nature. SOS text messages? It could be. Could be. I hope he did forgot to do something. Now he's in trouble. Does that look like? Check out the Star Wars box that's on a shelf there. It looks like, is that Star Wars Battleship? Is that what it looks like? It looks like Star Wars Battleship. I'm going to ask him about that. You sunk my Star Destroyer, you son of a bitch. I don't know. I got nothing. We can look at my crappy amiibo. There's Mega Man and 8-Bit Link. Falco's hiding back there. You can see Midna. She's by the Stein there. You can see her little horny things there. And my Super NES Classic. Stuck in the bathroom with no yes, I hope that's it. Maybe that's not the name this episode. SOS text message. I think that'd be a classic. I need to stop bumping my desk with my foot and shaking my camera. That would be that'd be a plus. Oh God, I'm tired. It's only Tuesday. It's been a long week. I've been so busy, man. I've been so busy at work. Like I blink and the day's almost over with. Like I bring my Switch with me, and it doesn't work. Oh boy, what was it here? Devolver Digital, tired, begging for free game codes from publishers. Wired, setting up a GoFundMe to purchase one copy of the game for yourself and only sending it to the publisher, thus forcing said publisher to fund it in order to maintain their unearned faux cool brand image. GoFundMe, Weedcraft Inc. I need to buy Weedcraft Inc. on Steam. I need raised by 2 people in 32 minutes. That's awesome. Devolver Digital. They crack me up. Always doing funny things. What do they think of next? That Devolver Digital. You need new Joy-Cons. Do you have the drift or just crappy compatibility? You could send them in, get them swapped out maybe. I mean, I still use this left Joy-Con, and look at this thing. It actually doesn't look so bad anymore. I mean, you can't. Right there, you can see there's like the little. That's where it cracked and fell. Not too bad. The casing's a little janked up, but I mean, it still works. But that's when I also had to do I had to fix the thumbstick on it. So we had some interesting predictions of what we thought was going on.
Nothing important, or I mean, nothing really crazy. My wife was pumping the old breast milk, and the kid was crying, so she was like, "You got to come up here," because basically the walls between our bedroom and Isaac's bedroom are like paper. So if she screams for long enough, he'll
Isaac
wake up.
Hears everything. That's what you're saying.
Well, you mean he would hear everything if anything happened.
Oh, you're like my house.
Screaming of a different kind, meaning a small child who is hungry. So
all right.
I got up there, and by the time I got up there, she's like, "Well, I'm done now, so thanks a lot." And I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, I guess I'll just go back downstairs."
Then you say, "I get to do one thing for myself a week. This is that time, and now I can't even do that, huh?"
Text her and you let her know that, and see how it goes for you.
Just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'll leave her a voice message. Oh wait, probably can't do that.
No, probably not. No, I don't think so.
Her mailbox has been full for 10 years.
Her Gmail mailbox was full. I've never seen that in my life. I didn't even know that could happen.
Did she not delete anything ever?
I'm thinking maybe there's like an auto delete for spam messages, and maybe she has it turned off or something. I don't know.
Oh my God, Lucas.
I don't know.
I can't help her.
I don't know.
All right. All right. So yeah, as I mentioned, I got some games from the library, and as I thought, because I had this feeling that I was on the cusp of getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but all out of the blue on Wednesday, I get the email. Your hold is ready. It's like, sweet, it's Marvel. Check the email. Nope. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Like, shit. This is not good.
Oh.
So I like picked that up on Thursday. Waited a day, I picked it up. I think did I play it? I think I booted it up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play it. But I was in my bedroom and the Wi-Fi signal isn't good there. So it took like 15 minutes to download the patch. And then I was already tired. And then it's an RPG, so there has to be like 20 minutes of dialogue
Yes.
plus a cutscene. So I literally like did a couple dialogue screens and did a couple menus and was like, I gotta go to bed.
This game sucks.
So this comes to Friday. Email. Your hold is ready. Marvel Ultimate Alliance comes in. I was like, shit. How am I gonna juggle 2 games I'm barely gonna have time for and try to get the most out of it? I think you get 3 weeks on rentals from the library.
For the new
and
stuff.
They're gonna have holds, so I'm not gonna be able to renew them. They're gonna have to go back on their due date. So let's put it this way. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I'm only gonna play that if a multiplayer situation arises. Otherwise, I'll try to play Fire Emblem.
It's probably a good plan, honestly.
So we're gonna try to play Marvel, last Saturday, and I ended up doing something else. And it was a good thing anyway because I didn't have a chance to play beforehand. And it takes you have to literally play what 30 minutes maybe of the opening mission just to unlock
which they really don't make that clear at all.
No. So I played Fire. Okay, so I played Fire Emblem. Not much at all. I can't really comment on it. I've only played the prologue, which was an intro story, an intro to battle. You select which of the 3 houses you're going to align with. And that's it. I did the Blue Lions.
Whoa. You play for the Lions.
So then I, put the game to sleep, and then that's where I stopped. I haven't had a chance to play it since then.
Well, that was good.
So
return that to the library.
And I will say it's not like I can't even say I've played enough of the game to say if I'm enthralled or interested.
What did you think about the title screen?
I will say, like, the character, it looks like I'm watching an anime. I mean, like an animation, like the cutscenes are really good and the character models look really cool. And
are you saying
combat seemed nice? But
are you saying it's just like one of your Japanese animes?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not waifu simulating yet, so I gotta be, and then I gotta like.
It's probably why you turned it off.
From what I've learned, how I need to enjoy Fire Emblem is I have to scream about it and I have to post all the fan art, right? No, Felicia's not in this game, Tom Servo. No, Felicia, not Felicia, whatever her name is. Felicia's from Darkstalkers. The kitty.
Yeah, I don't know anybody from Fire Emblem.
I know
Felicia.
Or is that Morgana?
No, Morgana is she's the witch vampire witch lady. Felicia is the cat, cat lady.
So
they're all
I don't know my Fire Emblem characters, so come at me, bro. So let's talk about Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I did play that on Sunday night with Josh and Kevin, Fluxtaposed Familia, and I don't know how I feel about this game. I really don't like.
I've been having some gripes, so I'm interested to see.
I'll be honest. If this wasn't a Marvel game, I think I would be. If they didn't have the Marvel, like IP, didn't have the Marvel character license and properties, I think this would be just a mediocre game. But I think that whole Marvel thing is what makes you kind of glean past that. And you're like, I'll give it a pass because these are Marvel superheroes. Because it is like that. It's like it just feels like fan service. The game. You've got all these random characters and franchises thrown together.
Mm-hmm.
So I've played for a couple hours now. I think I don't remember where we stopped. I'm trying to think of like the last characters I unlocked, but I know we did like one of those weird random one-off missions challenges where all of a sudden we were fighting Dr. Octopus, but he was like super difficult.
Doc Ock, yeah. Were you on Mighty or Friendly?
Spoiler alert: we got murdered and we lost. And when I was playing solo, I was playing on they considered the normal difficulty.
Mighty,
Mighty. So
probably because I wasn't there.
I'm experienced with action games. So, playing by myself was fine. It is kind of hard, I think, to activate a superpower and then just switch a character and then do it there too to get the chain the abilities like it wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just feels cumbersome.
And it's annoying that there's like 2 different triggers. There's the big trigger, which I press all the time, is the team up one, and it almost never seems like they're ready to team up with you. And then there's the bumper, which
thank you for bringing that up because that's one of my gripes that I'll come up to. So I go to Josh and I'm like, I unlocked all the stuff and I was like, okay, multiplayer's active, so he hosts the game. I go to join it, I can't join multiplayer. I was like, he's like, multiplayer's not active. I show her unlocked it. He's like, did you get like a spot where like 8 characters unlocked? I'm like, yep. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't talk. I didn't step on the Shield logo yet. So I had to go back and do that.
How
So then
could
I
you
get into
not
the game with
know?
him. We both picked characters, and it started us back. He was playing as low level characters, so it was equal for us. We start back in the jail cell, but we both have characters that don't have ability we can chain together. So there's no way for us to break out of the jail cell.
Ew.
And unless player one can somehow order the two AI controlled characters to do something, so then we have to reload the game again and make a new one and start further on in the first mission. So much like you said about PC games, I'm sitting here watching as we're struggling to even get the game running. I'm like, well, here goes my gaming time because we can't even get this stupid game to launch. So then when we finally got it remade and got in there, Kevin joined us. And no offense to Kevin, I love playing with Kevin, but I'm interested in what the experience would have been like because like he comes in with a level 31 Doctor Strange, and here I am with a level 6 Captain America.
Yeah, there's no evening out of those levels at all.
Yeah,
as far as I can tell,
things are just getting murdered. And I'm kind of like, unfortunately, like there was a really good Smash Brothers tournament happening that I was watching at the same time. So when cutscenes were going on, I was just watching Smash instead of paying attention to the cutscenes because I mean, who cares anyway? I mean, it's Thanos. There's stuff going on.
It's okay. Like the style of it, they've put work into, but the voice acting and the actual story so far is just it's okay. It's okay because what it is just a lot of people talking.
I like the visuals and I like the way the game's delivered, but combat for me right now feels very unrewarding.
Doesn't it remind you of Champions Online?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Which is 100%. Sad because that's like
I just feel like you're stuck. Like depending on the character, you're better off using your strong attack combo versus your weak attack, and you can't like do weak strong. You know, those don't like combo into one another.
Yeah.
And then the game like didn't really explain to me. I wasn't sure which trigger I was supposed to use my special. So most of the time, I think I was trying to use my team up special. Mm-hmm. So I was never doing any special attacks. And yeah, it just feels like you're smashing buttons and like blocking really doesn't do anything. I wish like if you timed your blocks, I wish, you didn't get knocked back. I wish there was something more with that.
Were you playing handheld or
I was playing docked here on my Pro controller.
I feel like there's not enough information to see. Like it's hard to tell when you're blocking. It's hard to tell when you roll away from something.
There's just a lot going on the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, It's just kind of messy, especially with you get like the 4 characters and then they put like 8 to 10 enemies at you at one time. There's just a lot going on. And a lot of time I feel like whoever attacks first, because if the enemy starts doing a combo attack, you're going to keep getting stun locked. So if you start smashing button first, your attack's going to take precedence. It just, I don't know, like Kevin made the comment that like once you level up your skills and this, combat gets a little better. So right now, I only have one ability. So that's really limiting. And
I will say that as I played, it kind of grew on me a little bit because, I mean, I talked about not really feeling so hot on it at first.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think if it didn't have the Marvel property attached to it, it would be a bit more of a rough sell.
I think we're forgiving because it's Marvel, and I'm not really interested in playing solo. I think I'd rather just play it multiplayer.
I think the newer Marvel game, the one that has yet to come out, the more realistic Avengers one.
Square's one that they got all the crap about what the character models look like.
Yeah, I think that's going to be better, honestly, at least from like an interesting story perspective and maybe even combat and stuff.
Well, I would hope so, since it's made by, it's being put out on a higher gen system on the Switch.
And I feel like a lot of the characters, it doesn't really matter what the powers are because it all just amounts to like laser beams. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like it's all swoosh marks in the end.
Right. I mean, let's face it, that's an Avengers game, so they get to be just Avengers, while this is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So you need to incorporate so many Marvel properties and stories into this.
That's what Tom was saying.
Yeah. How are you going to have a story when it's got to be convoluted like that to try to mash everything up and it's comics, so it's not gonna make sense anyway. But
but at least in comics you can control who shows up at what time. Here they do a little bit of that, but they don't know if you have once you unlock somebody, they don't know who you have. So
I was like, sweet, I'll bring Fire Emblem to work and I'll play on breaks. Well, that hasn't worked because I've been crazy busy at work, so I haven't done that.
Jeez.
I don't know, I'm hoping to play Marvel with you. It'd be great to get with 3 others and do a full 4-player session. I don't know.
The CPU or the AI sucks in that game.
The AI does.
I've caught them standing around many times.
I've put little time into both games, so I'd be interested to see how it develops as my time I get to experience more. continue to watch The Boys. Again, I feel like this is a show. This is like, it feels like this is my show. Like, it's a show that's for me. Like, I really enjoy it. I already talked about it before. I think I'm on episode 8 of 10, so I'm almost done with the season. The storylines and the real villains have been, kind of introduced. It's really, I really enjoy it.
This is my next like TV show to watch. Now that I finished.
It's good, and especially like for a series that really doesn't have any star power attached. Like the most known actors are Elizabeth Shue, which I don't remember the last time I saw her in anything, and then was it Carl Urban?
Yeah,
that was in.
He was the only one I recognized.
He's been in a lot of stuff, but he's a good actor.
Yeah, but it's been a while. He played Dredd, and he was also in Lord of the Rings.
He's in one of the Star Trek movies. He was in.
Oh yeah, he played. Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor,
Doom.
not a.
He's in the Doom movie.
Lawyer.
Wasn't he a Doom guy?
Yeah, I think he was.
And then,
or a Doom guy.
I don't remember else, but I really like it. It's what I would want from an adult themed superhero series.
Interesting.
It's like, I don't remember if I said this last time on the show, but it's like if you meshed up like Deadpool with Watchmen.
Yeah, that's what you said last time. So I wonder how this is gonna hold up with that Watchmen series coming out soon.
I don't know. I think it's different enough, because this is based on, there's a series of comics, The Boys, that this is coming from, while Watchmen's trying to do something new. And it's going to be so beholden to the original material. That's Watchmen's problem.
Ask a question here?
Sure.
Do you think, given the tone, and I don't know about the subject matter, but given the tone, it seems a little bit tongue-in-cheek, doesn't take itself too seriously, this show. Do you feel like this is like almost a better Suicide Squad or something? I know they're not bad guys or anything, but do you understand how I'm like, I feel like Suicide Squad was trying to be this edgy, everything's a joke type thing where they have these poignant statements, but they're also,
I don't think it really can't like,
it's not apples to apples.
Yeah. It doesn't, it's not trying to do like what Suicide Squad.
I've only seen a couple, like a trailer or two for this. That's all. So I don't really know what it's about. I know they're not bad guys, but
I think the main thing of this is it's like, what would superheroes actually be like? They'd be corrupt. Would they be corrupt and just exploit their abilities, or would they all be the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts that they've always been portrayed in the comics of always doing the right thing and never, for instance, the one guy's translucent who has diamond skin. He's also, and it makes him invisible, but he has to be naked. So he's always around naked, creeping on people because he can, he can, so
he can't help it. It's how his power works. Okay.
And I think it got greenlit for season 2, or they're already working. Season 2 is like being filmed right now. They're already working on season 2. And I think it got like announced that it was renewed for season 2, like prior to even season 1 coming out. So
nice. It's always good to get invested in something that wasn't immediately canceled. Like Everything Sucks had one season and then it was done.
I always hope that's going to come back. I always tried reading up on it, and that was so good.
It's funny how Netflix is usually the one who you're like, man, I hope they pick that series up so it can stay alive. But Netflix canceled this thing when they shouldn't have. So now
I'm
you're
waiting
like,
for
like
any other series I like on Netflix, much like Atypical. I'm waiting for them to cancel that. Stranger Things, everything. Everything. I will note that the Sinner season 2 is now on Netflix, so we can finally continue watching that.
You're a much bigger like TV, not TV guy, but like show guy.
Well, if it's something my wife and I are both interested in, we'll destroy it. So like Atypical, but like Stranger Things, we watched that in 2 days. What I want to talk about coming up, Glow, we'll destroy that.
Glow.
Let's talk about the first thing we both watched.
Yeah.
Rocko's Modern Life, Rocko's Modern Life, Stranger Things. Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling.
A weird mashup.
Little disappointed that it was only 42 minutes when I first looked up the listing. You've revisited the show much more recently.
I'm into the second season right now.
I haven't watched the show in forever, so I'm going off memory, really, from what I remember of it. And I think what's interesting about what this kind of talks, like the image of the show, the statement the show makes really is that it's okay to like let the past be in the past, and it's okay for things to be not what you remember them.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it was interesting, but I feel like not to spoil or give away the story, but I just feel like it didn't. For me, I was like, by the time it kind of was doing something, I was like, oh, it's almost over. Like the story and the statement the show made just kind of meandered for a bit, and then it's like, oh, here's the point, and then it's done, and I was like, oh,
Well,
it's all. It was over. For me, it was like over so quick.
There's two things. There's two takeaways for me here, or two parts of this story. And first of all, like the runtime, I feel like it's, you know how sometimes the episodes of Rocko's Modern Life, they'll do a 2-part special where the first part's
this
at
is
the beginning.
essentially like an hour-long special.
Exactly. Yeah. So the first part was basically coming back in the present day and then making fun of like everything that's popular right now. Yep. And the second part was getting the fatheads back on the air. So there was kind of this weird two things going on at the same time.
And let's face it, that is like a whole thing of like why this even exists and how the fan bases are always like, I want the show to be back because I loved it and I miss it.
It was very meta in that way. So it was kind of interesting.
I thought that was kind of what made I kind of disliked Rocko for most of the because as he was like so focused on the fatheads, I was like,
yeah, he was weirdly. I know when he was upset at a certain point, it seemed not like him, but then I had to remember like this is a standalone thing, so I had to kind of temper my expectations a little bit, I guess. Not to excuse it in any way. I mean, I'm sure I'm biased. I mean, I'm going to like it anyway.
It's tough, too, because this was announced, 2016?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know it had been done for a while before it even came out, so.
Tom Servo Woods chat. What's up, Numb Willie? I love it.
Hey, boys.
Is that like a reverse stranger?
It's where your hand gets some pleasure. If you know what I'm saying. It's like, whose penis am I holding? Oh, it's mine. You've never done that before? So yeah, I don't know. Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling. Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing, but the longer I sat with it, the more I kind of appreciated it, I guess, because the way I look at it, I'm like, Joe Murray the creator didn't have to really do that, but he decided to, and I think it takes a lot of balls basically to come back to something so weirdly beloved and like revisit that, because you'd think that's like playing your greatest hit. Like, I don't want to play Freebird anymore. You know what I mean? Stop making me do Rocko. So I try to take it for what it is, and I try to take the message away more than anything. And really, it was just him saying, it's okay that this isn't on the air anymore. I don't need to come back and make like a new season or a new reboot of Rocko's Modern Life. Although I think it would be successful.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I don't know. Where would you put it, though? I mean, where would you air it? I don't know if there's a home for that anymore besides a streaming service.
Yeah, it would have to be Netflix, basically. I mean, obviously, they've already negotiated because Nickelodeon didn't want to take the chance on releasing this on physical or whatever their streaming platform is. So they sold it off to Netflix or gave them the distribution rights or however the hell that works. But, yeah, because this wasn't even going to see the light of day after the Hey Arnold movie sucked.
There's so much about that show I don't remember, so I feel like I need to go back and
I got them right
and
here.
Watch that.
You can borrow them. You can give them back to me in 2 years, like you did.
Chat. No, Willie asked if we heard there's going to be an Event Horizon show, and I did stumble across that news.
Just purchased that Blu-ray
last week
because I needed to own it. Yeah, you told me, and I was like, how the hell is that going to work? But then you think about it, and there is a lot of like unexplored stuff in that show.
I think it's. I mean.
Because it's so vague.
There's a prime area for that too, because you get the, we're obviously fans of Dead Space. We're fans of Doom. We're fans of Event Horizon. There's something about that type
sci-fi
horror that works so well together. So,
yes, it's true. It's true. I think.
Do you think they get Sam Neill to do a cameo?
What's he doing? You have to. I see everything. That show, what they need to do is not describe or not explain everything. That's what's scary about Event Horizon. It's like a thing where this ship goes to hell and back in, some crazy Bermuda Triangle in space. But if they just like break that down and they're like, oh, we're going to like Stranger Things. If there's an upside down to Event Horizon, I'm not going to be happy about that. I don't want this one explained. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So That's really my only thought on the show. I mean, it'll be interesting.
I'm happy for it.
It'll be interesting to see who's in it. As long as Henry Cavill doesn't come in and ruin it like they're going to with The Witcher.
Oh.
Yes. One big hell orgy. Should we talk about the last thing?
Speaking my last thing that again, something else we powered through. Glow season 3 released Friday. We finished that up on Saturday.
Yes.
It's interesting because I thought at first I didn't think my wife would really enjoy that, and she really likes that show a lot.
I was surprised about that too. I mean, it's female wrestling. I don't feel like there's a girl that I know that would be into that.
How much have you watched the whole season now?
Yeah, I finished it up. Yep.
Because I think for me, this is my favorite season of the show so
really
far. And because I think so much of this show it's actually gotten better that it got like this season so far away from the wrestling. I think
that's what
it spent less time about the wrestling, and you got a lot more character like development.
Right.
And side stories, and like I haven't seen Mark Maron in a whole lot of things, but I love his
He's
character.
Really
of Sam.
good.
I really love him in this as Sam.
Yes, he's like the grandpa you love to hate because he's an asshole, but he's also right, which makes him more of an asshole.
It is Tom Servo. This is the one and the same. Did you also? I want to notice if you noticed. Did you just think they must have went to the actresses and said, "We really, if you're willing, we want you to go topless in a couple scenes this season," because it was like everyone. Yeah. Everyone's getting naked this season.
Game of Thrones has been, doing that for a while. We figure, why not? We need to be.
And I'll give a spoiler for the listeners. My wife was like, she's like, penis. There's penis.
Yeah, there's penis. Yeah,
there's penis this season. That happened.
Weirdly, not that impressive, which made me feel better. I was like, oh, I feel like a normal dude now. Great. Wasn't just some hung dude. I talked a little bit with Donnie about this because he was asking about the wrestling. He had read that it wasn't the focus of the show. And I said, as long as it continues to be the backbone of the show, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the main thing. And I think from the aspect of the show, they say that they're doing a Las Vegas show, which means they can't really change it that much. So I don't need to see the same show over and over. I can see certain aspects of the show, and they do that from time to time. But if it's going to be the same wrestling every night, they don't need to show that wrestling.
Right.
Like from a story perspective, there's really no reason unless somebody gets hurt or, something else, some event happens in the ring that is more drama related.
Right.
So it didn't bother me at all. No.
Yeah. I'm really interested in where they go from this because like the way the storylines ended this season, there's a lot of different paths everyone is on. So I'm interested in how they end up trying to bring things together.
How did you feel about, I'm not going to spoil it.
The one romantic connection?
Yeah, I'll call it the bash scene.
Oh, well, you knew something like that was coming.
Well, yeah, because they set it up. See, it was clever because they set it up in the first season.
Exactly.
And then completely it goes away.
You're just waiting for. You've been waiting for the other shoe to drop ever since then. Like,
I was surprised.
This is not gonna end well.
Like you said, call up all the actors and actresses. Hey, how do you feel about nudity and being sensual?
How do you
it's
feel
very
about
sensual.
This? How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, we're going here. All right,
yeah,
cool.
They went there. So
let me get the lotion. What?
Again, though, I mean, I think I'm waiting for Netflix to be like, well, we're done with this show too.
This is like Halt and Catch Fire to me because it hooks me with the wrestling.
And
that
I think,
hooked me with
you think
the
it's because of the 80s timestamp
yes,
too? Is
yes,
that kind of?
yes,
I want to watch
totally.
Halt and Catch Fire again so bad.
I know.
I don't know why.
It hooks you with the thing, like what it's about, and then it gets you
Boz
the
is in it. That's why.
That's the connection. I know. He shows up with that
Bosworth,
great bushy beard.
Oh my god! And I was like, oh, I loved him in Halt and Catch Fire. And like, oh, I need to watch Halt and Catch Fire. Come on, Joe McMillan, take me away. Ugh.
I know. I want him to take me away in his 80s Lamborghini to Miami Vice.
I might have to start watching that again once I finish The Boys. I don't know.
Miami Vice?
The Boys.
The Boys are good.
I don't know.
So I hear.
I feel talked out.
Yeah,
so
I think this is a good spot.
You see it, it's like, well, no wonder Jason doesn't play anything. All he does is watch stuff. But it's true. Like, my wife and I watch a lot of cool. We'll watch. Yeah, we're big on series.
Hey,
if there's a show we like, we really power through.
At least you're watching. You watch good stuff like Castle Rock and stuff I haven't even gotten to yet. And
I'm a fine purveyor of good series on the internet.
It can be hard to watch television. You have to have somewhat of a dedication to it, especially in like The Walking Dead, where after season 2, it felt like nothing else.
Still watch that.
You do? I don't know anybody. Well, I don't know anybody actually. That's where that sentence ends.
And,
I don't know
and
anybody.
Fear the Walking Dead. Spinoff even. Now there's another spinoff coming. It looks like
wherever they're walking to, they should have gotten there by now, right?
I think so. I don't know. Oh, and I can confirm this. My mother-in-law said that she's going to come watch my kids so I can see It Chapter 2 when it comes out in September.
Ooh.
Hot take.
Your little lady interested in that movie?
Yep.
Okay. I figured, but I couldn't remember. So
we'll be going through that. So that means you can't come with us.
That's okay.
I'll
go with my mother-in-law.
Actually, you probably could.
I
my wife doesn't
probably
care.
would rather do that than go with my mother-in-law again. But
as long as you can sit in the middle
with the popcorn.
Yeah.
On my lap.
Yeah. I think we just named this episode "Lap Popcorn," or text SOS. I think that's a good one.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I think we're running out of steam fast here.
I am.
I think we should wrap up the show.
Wrap it up.
I think it's that time.
Wrap it up twice for safety.
Ooh, double wrap, so you don't be like Lucas.
Have 2 kids.
Nobody wants that.
2 is a completely normal number. Thank you.
That is going to do it. Thank you to all of our patrons. But I want to say special thanks to our Arbiters of Awesomeness, Josh Brown, Kyle Heyman, Tyler Rowland, Tom Servo, and our singular Executive of Excellence, Edwin Callow. You're quite excellent, my dude. And please bow before the Crusaders of the Legion, Dan Anthony and Devin Tyus. If you would like to join the Flux Legion on Patreon, please check out patreon.com/Fluxtaposed for all the details. Playing us out tonight from Overclocked Remix, we have Post Hyper Room. Comes for Bomberman Hero. Bomberman Hero, you might say? Yes, that was released 1998 on the Nintendo 64.
Were you a Bomberman guy?
I love the original. I played the original a lot. This is EDM and jazzy, and it's might be aggressive. I don't know. I did like Bomberman. I liked Bomberman a lot. I like that Bomberman main theme, and guess what? It's in this.
It is?
It is in this.
Oh, wow. It's been a while since I've heard it.
We thank you all for listening. We thank you all for watching. You can find this remix and many, many more at ocremix.org. Don't forget to check out Fluxtaposed Radio Volume 6. It's out on the interweb for everyone, released today. So please enjoy it. Tell us what you think. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Happy birthday to me. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, yeah. You'll be 1 year older.